A few weeks ago, I ran a community poll on YouTube asking if you'd like to see a weekly news roundup, and 86% of you who voted said yes. So here we are. Grab yourself a coffee or a beverage, sit down, relax, and let's get into it. As today we are talking about the latest PlayStation 6 news, how to play Black Ops 6 for free this week, and a few updates I think you might have missed. Welcome to the very first Gaming Coffee Club, your weekly PlayStation roundup here on Pure PSX. Now, our first news, we have a big game release this week, and it is Battlefield 6, dropped yesterday, and it is getting some positive reviews. Actually, I think it dropped today, October the 10th. Yes, that is the time of recording right now. So on Metacritic, it is generally favourable with an 84 out of 100. That's pretty good. I'm pretty impressed with that. I wasn't sure how it would land, because the multiplayer, I did play the open beta. Let me know if any of you did. I thought it was really good. Really enjoyed it. It felt like Battlefield of old. It was fun. Fun again. That's what gaming's all about. But I didn't know how, the campaign would pan out and what else there was other than the multiplayer. However, it looks like the multiplayer is carrying it, which is no surprise. From what I've read up on some of the reviews and initial impressions, the campaign seems like a bit of a bolt-on, bit of an afterthought. It's only 5 hours long. That doesn't really bother me too much, but will I be buying this right now, full price? No, my backlog is ginormous right now. I am interested in this, but this is a game I would definitely pick up on discount because I really like the campaigns. And then I dabble with the multiplayer, so it's really not worth it for me personally. If you're into your online FPS multiplayer games, Battlefield 6 might be the one to go for this year. It might just be wiping the floor with Call of Duty this year, which is very interesting because Battlefield has been on the back foot for years. Call of Duty has been right at the forefront, but I think people maybe now are getting a little bit fed up and a bit bored with Call of Duty. A lot of people refer to it as Call of Fortnite because of all the wacky skins and stuff that's in it. It's really not like the Call of Duty of old, but we'll come back to Call of Duty later on in this episode. Battlefield 6 is looking awesome. Let me know if you'll be checking it out, and let me know your thoughts as well, because it's good to help out other gamers who might be on the fence whether they should pick it up or not. But a strong score here at 84 right off the bat on Metacritic. There's still a few more big sites to come in with the reviews, but that's a good start. I'm impressed. I didn't expect it to be so high. So yeah, that's pretty good. And funnily enough, on Xbox as the platform here on Metacritic, it has an 88 score. I don't know why they're that different. That's a bit of a jump. That's pretty good. So 96% positive reviews, 4% are mixed, and 0% negative for Battlefield 6. And speaking of Battlefield 6 and now Call of Duty Black Ops 7, it's interesting to see that since Black Ops is now owned by Microsoft, since Microsoft and Xbox bought over Activision Blizzard, Sony is getting tactical again with its marketing, as you can see by this tweet from Zuby Tech. And it looks like PlayStation is putting its marketing might and budget behind Battlefield 6 now. As we know, historically, PlayStation has been very good to Call of Duty and done a lot of advertising for it over the years and a lot of exclusive tie-ins. That looks like they are now pivoting towards Battlefield 6, which makes sense because, Call of Duty is now under the Xbox Microsoft umbrella. But we've got this big billboard here. These will be going up all over the globe, I'd imagine. And then we've even got some London buses here, which look really cool with Battlefield 6 plastered all over. The bus is completely covered in Battlefield artwork. Looks really, really cool. We've even got the red bus with Battlefield 6 along the side of it. So that's cool to see. Is it a surprise to anyone? To me, no, it's not. But it's good. I actually think this is a good thing. Competition is always good. And it's not like Microsoft short of money. I would like to see Battlefield 6 do well and maybe take over the reins for a few years for Call of Duty, because Call of Duty is just getting a little bit complacent. And speaking of Call of Duty, this is like segue after segue. We are talking about Black Ops 6 now. The one from last year, not the new one that's coming out. You can play this right now for free for 1 whole week. And we're on the official Call of Duty website right now, and they have got Season 6 free trial, and it says play Black Ops 6 for free for an entire week starting October the 9th at 9 a.m. Pacific time and ending October the 16th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Get full access to the campaign for the first time in Black Ops 6, plus all of multiplayer and zombies, excluding ranked play, including 40 plus multiplayer maps, all 6 zombies maps, including directed mode, and new content from the Haunting like the Gravity Rig and Mothball multiplayer maps, Haunted Havoc Zombies limited time mode, and more. So basically you're getting the full game for a week. Dive into this, you can unlock the trophies as well, which is cool. I'm going to be playing through the campaign this week. That is my plan and my mission. I never bought this game. I dabbled in it briefly on Xbox Game Pass when it launched because it goes in there day one. And I was like, oh, this is good fun, but I got distracted by other games. So I'm going back to this, get some trophies, blast through it on my PS5 Pro. Multiplayer, if you've not played in a long time, it is a bit different. There's so much customization and loadouts for the guns and stuff like that now. But I played 2 games this morning before recording. The first game I got absolutely smashed by like Prestige Masters and stuff like that. It was not fun. Second game I came third. That was good fun. I did a fair bit of camping. I liked the map there and it was good fun. I got a few kill streaks and stuff like that. So yeah, check that out. Zombies. I really didn't like zombies in Black Ops 6. I tried it once and it was like an open world zombies. Whereas I really like the OG zombies, where it is, you know, the classic round based and you're in enclosed areas, enclosed maps. This just felt really different. Maybe I need to give it a bit more time, but let me know which game mode will you be jumping in to try first if you're going to try this at all. Well worth checking out, especially because it's free. After this, it goes back up to its full price of, I think it's like £70 or $70. So get involved. But this is cheeky. This is Activision or Call of Duty doing this because guess what game just came out today? We just spoke about it. Battlefield 6. So Battlefield 6 launches. They think, well, let's try and distract a little bit of news here and throw well, it's still their current game because Black Ops 7 isn't out yet. So it is their current game, I guess. Throw it out there and let everyone play it for free for a week. So this doesn't bother me. This is cool. Allows us more gamers to play more games for free without spending any money. And I don't think you need PS Plus or anything like that. Just, well, you will for multiplayer, I think. But for the campaign and stuff, just download it. You should be good. Just select the correct packs and away you go. Just make sure you've got some storage space because it's a big one. Now, the next news story is actually from my blog over on Medium. I'll leave a link down below in the description if you wish to check it out, sorry. But this is about, could the PlayStation 6 go unchallenged next generation with no Xbox console competing against it? A lot of you might be thinking, right, Murray, is this you just writing out your thoughts, you know, what you think might happen in the gaming world? Well, no, not exactly, because we got a huge leak last week from Sneaker SO, who posted this. And I'm just going to read this out because this encapsulates everything brilliantly, as it does seem like Xbox is in just kind of turmoil behind the scenes. And even outwards, there's never really good press about them these days. And this isn't about Xbox. This is so we can pivot this back to what this might mean for PlayStation next year and if we would like this to happen. But Sneaker SO, if you're wondering who this was, they previously leaked that all of Xbox's exclusives were coming over to PlayStation 5 and they were going multi-platform, and he was absolutely spot on. So this one here, without going into too much detail, not long after the last round of layoffs, next one should be coming in Q1 2026, by the way. So that's more layoffs coming for Xbox at the start of next year, which is terrible. You just hate all these developers losing their jobs and stuff like that. Not good. And it's going to be as massive as the last one. Some rumblings out of Xbox coming out that were a little hard to believe. The ramifications of the Call of Duty Game Pass gambit not working out were just starting to get properly measured. So this is Call of Duty going day one into Game Pass, in case you're wondering what that is. So if you have a Game Pass subscription, you get access to Call of Duty, the new ones when they release at day one, and you don't need to buy the game. But now the maths for this is not adding up. They have apparently lost, I think, something around about $300 million by doing this, and it was the best seller on PlayStation. That's pretty much where they got or recouped most of their money from, because it did not lead to a big increase in Game Pass subscriptions, or if people did, they subscribed for a month to play the game and then bounced. So, but the thing that really stuck out to me was that suddenly really concrete plans for actual Microsoft Xbox hardware went from being definitive to up in the air, which was really startling given that this thing was meant to be out relatively soon. It was one of those situations where, despite folks being told, hey, we want to pull the trigger on this in 2026, the steps you would need to take in the lead up to delivering a new console gen weren't being met. Lots of things that were sure things started getting pushed. The Costco retailer pulling Xbox, and apparently they are one of many that we'll learn about soon, told me all I needed to know. If you're wondering what that is, Costco have basically announced they're now no longer carrying or stocking Xbox hardware. I don't think they're carrying their games either, but they are still carrying PlayStation and Nintendo Switch, so not good for Xbox. And I think another retailer came out as well. I think it might have been Sam's Club. Is that what they're called in America? They came out as well and said that they are no longer carrying. Well, they're not. They're no longer carrying. They're basically clearing all their stock. They've got all the hardware at knockdown clearance prices to clear all their inventory. Not looking good. And then the post from Sneaker SO goes on to sum it up. The future of Xbox is software publishing with a significantly honed in focus on profitable IPs, Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, Minecraft, Candy Crush, Forza Horizon, cloud gaming being the home of the Xbox platform. Cloud gaming being the home of Xbox? Geez, Xbox is becoming Stadia. What the hell? Transitioning Game Pass into basically becoming the point of entry subscription for xCloud access, which will continue to drive its price tag higher, by the way. They aren't done there just yet. So that's another Xbox Game Pass price increase is apparently on the way. They just raised it by 50% and the gaming world went into meltdown about it. This is why subscription services, people, they're a nice to have as a side, add-on, but do not rely on them. It is just a way for them to extract value from you. You get less each time. They bump the prices up, so they get more, we get less. Buy your games physically and own them, people. That is the way. And then just have your subscription services as a nice to have and dabble and check out games. But if you like games, buy them physically. Seriously, it is the way. Anyways, the post goes on. And releasing their software on any device that has a marketplace and users are willing to buy their titles. So full third party here. Cloud streaming only. No physical hardware. Sounds grim, not going to lie. I've got currently an Xbox Series X and Series S. I enjoy my Xbox. I've got my Switch too as well. I love all game consoles. I'm not one of these, console fanboy warrior people. Like, that's just so stupid. I want all of these companies competing against each other, so they're giving their best, so we get the best, we get the best value, get the best innovation, the best games, you name it. We just can't have one person dominating it, otherwise we end up losing out. But then the last statement here as well is also really telling. Maybe some OEM thing will take up the Xbox name, but given what is clearly a collapse in favourable mindshare and faith in said brand, I'm not even sure a third-party OEM is going to want to have an Xbox console by the time Microsoft is done with their reorientating of the division. Wow. So if you're wondering about OEMs, that's other companies, licensing and using the Xbox name. So kind of like what we've seen with the partnership with Asus and Microsoft with this Asus ROG Ally X handheld, which is basically a PC gaming handheld that is not an Xbox, even though Xbox would try and lead you to believe that. It cannot play your full digital gaming library from your console, your Xbox console, so it's definitely not an Xbox. But they're saying that Microsoft is going to be making such a mess of the brand, which I think they already are. People are so fed up with them, constant flip-flopping and messaging. But the point of this is, what does this mean for PlayStation and PlayStation 6? PlayStation 6, I think, pretty much is locked in. We're going to talk about that in a moment as well. We've got some news there from the main man, Mark Cerny himself. But I don't think this is good for the gaming industry. If Xbox leaves the console space, even if they do eventually cobble together this Xbox PC hybrid that they keep talking about, which is basically going to be a gaming PC with some Xbox software on it and an Xbox badge on it, just like the ROG Ally X handheld is, but in a home console format, not a handheld. I don't think that is a direct competitor to PlayStation. Console gaming is about, ease of access, it's simple, plug and play. You're not messing around with drivers and updates and all this. You slam the game in and you just play your game and have fun. And most of the time it's in a casual setting. You can be playing your console in your living room, in your bedroom and stuff like that. PC gaming's a little bit more hardcore. You've got your big crazy, I've got this big crazy rig here with big Nvidia graphics card and, RGB lights and whatever else on it. And it costs a fortune. It's like thousands of pounds and thousands of dollars. I know consoles are getting more expensive, but they're not at that price yet. I think this new Xbox they're making, if that happens, might be at that price point, which then is delivering diminishing returns to me and appeals to no one, because PC gamers don't want that. PC gamers want an actual rig they can customize and buy and do whatever they want. They're not fans of Microsoft by any stretch of the imagination. And then console gamers don't want it either, because they don't want to spend a fortune on something that's basically a PC to sit in their living room. They want their console. So it's like, who are they trying to appeal to? It sounds like a very, very niche product. And that's not good for PlayStation, because we saw what happened. PlayStation 2 just ran riot and destroyed everything. Then when the PS3 arrived, Sony were complacent. It was super expensive. They kind of probably went a bit overkill in engineering that. So it was really difficult. Was that the cell processor, was it? Really difficult for developers to make good games for it. And they got off to a slow start. Xbox took the lead with 360 throughout most of that generation. And then the PS3 clawed it back. But the point is, we need somebody keeping Sony on their toes. To me, PlayStation is about, the big AAA blockbuster gaming side of things in the living room. And Nintendo has, they just beat to the sound of their own drum and they just do what they do, and they seem to make truckloads of cash, primarily because they do deliver a constant stream of top tier exclusives, something Xbox doesn't even have anymore. But I don't think this is good if Xbox leaves the console space for us PlayStation gamers, because then price increases may go even quicker, innovation slows down, Sony just go into, cruise control. They don't have a lot of competition. They just cruise it. Let me know what you think about that. But that's my take, and that is a very interesting message from Sneaker SO. So let's see how this all pans out. We'll keep our eyes on this one. Back to purely PlayStation stuff now. But if you are ever going to buy anything from the PlayStation Store, Push Square are now reporting you can now write full-length reviews for your favourite or games you think absolutely suck on PS5 and PS6 on the PlayStation Store. They've got this image here which kind of shows it off. This is, to me, is really, really good. I don't know why they've not had this for, forever. That's one thing I do really like when I'm on the Xbox Store and I look at games. You can see the star rating, but then you can click in and you can also see, what people have thought about it. People can leave a little comment. And this looks like quite big comments. That's like 4,000 characters you can leave for your review. Wowzers. So you can give it quite a detailed review here. I like this. This is good. It allows us gamers to add a little bit of colour to the star rating and what we actually think about the game. I think this is a good move. I'm happy about it. Will you be leaving reviews for games that you love or games that you hate on PlayStation? Let me know, because this is an interesting one. A lot of people are, it's like when people complain, people are more likely to complain, or I guess, leave a negative review when they have a really bad experience. But if you have a good experience with a game, will you take the time out of your day to leave it a little positive review? Or would you just, leave it a star rating and that is it? Let me know in the comments. Next up, we had our main man, Mark Cerny, talking about all things future tech for PlayStation. And he's chatting with AMD here about this as well. And Jack Hoon, he's the Senior Vice President and General Manager of Computing and Graphics Group at AMD. Damn, what a mouthful of a job title that is. And if you've not seen this video, it is on YouTube. Go and check it out. It's on the official PlayStation website, PlayStation channel, sorry. And I could listen to Mark Cerny talk all day. He just sounds so smooth. Like, seriously, we need like a Mark Cerny hypnosis tape for us, you know, to drift us off to a nice PlayStation dreamland at night. And one thing that's really cool as well, if you check out this video, there's a really cool Tifa and Aerith statue in the background next to the PlayStation 5 Pro, I think that is. Very cool. And I think it's a little Hollow Knight as well statue, but the Final Fantasy statues look great. But anyways, the technology they're talking about here is focused on machine learning that will improve graphics and gameplay in the future. You know, for now, the PlayStation 5 Pro is going to be benefiting from this research through PSSR visuals, which are going to be getting an upgrade next year, which is pretty cool. If you have a PS5 Pro like I do, we will be keeping you in the loop about that. You know, this has been described as the kind of full fat version of the current FSR 4 technology, which is available now on PC, which is just all about using AI machine learning or AI upscaling for frame generation. So it's really good. It allows you to get more bang for your buck with the same hardware. And Cerny had a really interesting comment in this, which is what I want to pick up on, just round about the PS6, as we mentioned, we'll talk about. He said, overall, it's still, of course, very early days for these technologies. They only exist in simulation right now, but the results are quite promising, and I'm really excited about bringing them to a future console in a few years' time. So a few years' time, so that's got to be the PS6 locked in. When do we think that's going to happen? 2026 or 2027? I actually think, I was thinking end of 2026, but that's kind of soon, that's next year, so maybe it'll be 2027. But AMD clearly has plenty of tricks coming to help GPUs run faster with more efficiency, because it's all about upscaling these days. It's not about just brute forcing the graphics like they've done in previous generations. So this sounds very good for a handheld also. So this PlayStation 6 handheld, which has been heavily rumoured, and I'm positive from what I've seen leaks-wise, is being built behind the scenes. The only thing I'm not sure about is this the PS6? And that is it. So it's like a Switch type device where you can, you know, dock it and play it on your big TV or take it with you. I'm not so sure, because PlayStation consoles always have had that element of, you know, top tier graphics. I think that would be the home console. So there might be a home console version, which you'll just sit under your TV or your monitor. And then there will also be another version which you can buy, which is portable and potentially dockable. Very interesting, but it finally sounds like we might be getting what we've been wanting for so long. I mean, the Portal is great, but damn, we really want a proper handheld, which doesn't need, you know, an internet connection to play its games. The PSP3 might be on the way. That is awesome. On that though, pricing, what do we think? The fact they're talking about all the new technologies here to do more with less. I mean, this stuff is so technical they're talking about. I cannot wait for a full Digital Foundry breakdown on this so I can understand everything they're talking about. But this has got me hopeful that this is not going to be a crazily priced console. I'm thinking the PS6 console, when it launches, it's probably going to be around that $600 mark. More than the PS5, less than the PS5 Pro, but it'll be $600 without a disk drive, which will probably be another $100 to buy. So you're talking about pretty much the same as the PS5 Pro for the standard PS6 when it launches. That's what I think. They're not going to be just, you know, blasting in as much hardware as they can into this. They're being smart about the technology here, and this is really cool to see. They're going to be using a lot of AI upscaling to help with this. Get, you know, higher frame rates, better resolution, more ray tracing, you name it. Very cool to see. We'll be watching this space. Let me know what you think down below about the PS6, the handheld, and the price point of these. Now, if you're looking to get some PlayStation merch, this is the news story for you. Apparently the PlayStation Gear Store, and I really didn't even know the PlayStation Gear Store existed. I don't think I've ever been on this, but yeah, this is closing down on the 31st of December. So they've got a whole bunch of their products which are reduced, and you can jump on over here and check it out. I'll leave the link in the description for you to check it out, but there's up to 50% off. Some of the stuff looks quite cool. Some of the stuff does not look very good. There's some cool just PlayStation clothing with the PlayStation Classic logo, from the PlayStation 1 for the 30th anniversary. Some cool Helldivers gear. So if you're in, Astrobot as well, some cool Astrobot. I like that t-shirt. There's some cool stuff here if you want to go and check this out and get yourself kitted out for Crimbo time with all the PlayStation gear you want. And there's even Gamer Dad Essentials. What is in Gamer Dad Essentials? It's all the cool t-shirts. Actually I like that hoodie. That's pretty nice. There's a PlayStation hoodie. It's got Japanese writing down the side and the PlayStation logo and the PlayStation controller on the back. I really like that. Damn. They don't have my size. No. Anyways, very cool that all this is on sale. Shame it's shutting down. I wonder if it'll be replaced with something else. But if you're looking for some PlayStation merch, now's the time. Now we're talking about the Oblivion remastered box art, as there's some logic behind this. People, hear me out. Originally, it was launched and it looked like this. And this is the deluxe edition, and there's no mention of, digital download or internet connection required. But then they updated it and it said this internet required. And I think this is because this bit here, it says includes PSN voucher code for digital deluxe content. Okay. And as usual, Xbox are getting shafted. They basically need to download the full game because the official Elder Scrolls, I can't even say that, Elder Scrolls account came out and then said this: the physical deluxe edition includes the base game in disc format for Xbox or PlayStation. Oh, there we go. For both, I take that back. Xbox is not getting shafted. This is good news. Along with a code that grants access to the digital story content and digital deluxe content. So it's on the disc, the base game, which is good to see. We need more of this. I hate this world of games almost just being like a download access key, and we're seeing a lot of this even more so on Switch 2 as well, where they've got these game key cards which basically are just a digital download code in a plastic little cartridge format. This needs to die because I hate the idea of these games and then for whatever reason the publisher decides to delist it from the servers, or the game servers get taken down for the PlayStation 5 generation when we're on the PlayStation 7 or 8 or whatever it is, and then you can't access your game. That just sucks. We need the games fully on the disc, polished and ready to go. Get it sorted, developers and publishers. Anyone going to be picking up the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion remaster? Let me know. And speaking of games, there's a good one coming to PlayStation Plus Extra. And I want to see if I can get this to translate. It's in French right now, but here we go. We are going to get a very good game in October's PlayStation Extra and Premium drop. And that is Alan Wake 2 was dropped in the Essential tier. And we got The Last of Us 2 in the Extra tier. So guess what's coming next? Yes, we are going to get Silent Hill 2. Very cool. And this is a good addition. These are all great additions for Halloween. They're really pushing out the boat this month for this. I'm happy about this. Are you happy about this? Or did the PlayStation Plus curse strike again? Have you just bought this game? Not very good. One of my mates I know has got this sitting in the cellophane wrapper still, not even opened, and it's just dropped into PlayStation Plus, or it will be. This will be announced very soon. Kind of annoying when this happens, but very cool that Silent Hill 2 will headline PlayStation Plus Extra game lineup for October 2025. And this is from super reliable leaker Bill Kuhn. And he basically leaks these things all the time. Bill Kuhn constantly has leaks about what games are coming to PlayStation. So this is pretty much a lock-in. And the shit this month's games will be scheduled to be announced next week. So on the 15th, they should be announced. And then the games will drop the following Tuesday, which is the 21st. So we will be covering them all here on the channel on our PlayStation Portal update video, where we check them all out on the portal, the ones that go into the cloud gaming catalog, and see how they all run. Now, we're going to talk about even more exclusive stuff for PlayStation. And it's about Costco again, who are just apparently bidding Xbox. There's now going to be an exclusive blue, an Icon Blue Special Edition DualSense controller. And it looks really nice. It's very, very blue. If you're listening to this in audio only, it's very, very blue. It is like two-tone PlayStation blue across the handle and then the inner shell and touchpad. So very nice, very sleek, very minimalist looking, but you can only buy this in Costco. Kind of random. And it's only available in the US, Canada, Mexico, and Chile in their Costco stores. So I don't know where this collaborations came from. Kind of random. I think this controller would be quite popular. It does look really good. There's also some Japanese writing on the back of the DualSense. I'm not sure what that says, but it looks very smart. The touchpad as well has the PlayStation icons on it. Very, very cool. And there's some more loot, which is also coming to the US Walmart stores and Walmart.com. First up, we have got an Astrobot lunchbox. If you're still taking your lunch to work, or you're going to school or college and you love Astrobot, this is a lunchbox for you. I'm not going to lie, I don't like this. I think it looks pretty poor. It's basically just Astro's head. It looks more like it's like a kind of just a small little zip pouch bag. It doesn't really look like a lunchbox to me. And then we've got some really random stuff here. Twisted Metal Melts figures, which is a wild assortment of Culture Fly's signature Melts figures reimagined as over-the-top characters and vehicles from the chaotic world of Twisted Metal. I have no idea what the hell this is. These look like lollipops to me or something. Does anyone buy these? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. And then we've got a pretty cool PlayStation baseball jersey, which looks really cool. I like that. It's blue with the PlayStation Classic logo on the back and on the front as well. And then we've got some little, these things are like keychains for your backpacks, monogram backpack clips, which basically are just classic PlayStation characters from over the past 30 years. You've got like Astro, Aloy, stuff like that. Pretty cool. I like it. They look nice if you're into those sort of things. And then we've got a backpack from The Last of Us. It's Ellie's mini backpack. It just looks like a done-in backpack, so I don't know why you'd want to buy this. If you're a huge Last of Us fan, yeah, I guess it makes sense. So that's all the new stuff that is coming to Costco. If you've got a Costco nearby you, go and check it out. And my pick of the bunch, though, would be go and get this DualSense controller. I'm not one for limited edition controllers, but that looks really, really smart. I like it a lot. And then as well, let's see what the best-selling games in September 2025 from the PlayStation Store have been, as this gets announced every month. So we've got this for September. And then we'll just talk about the top game in each. In the US, Canada, the sports games are dominating here. US and Canada, it's NBA 2K26. And then in the EU, it's EA Sports FC 26. Surprisingly, Borderlands 4 is at number 2 on the US and Canada chart. Must have done quite well, and it's on number 3 in the EU, so that's done really quite well. And the one that blows my mind constantly is Grand Theft Auto 5 is still in both of those charts. Wow. Next up, PS4 games. Top in the US and Canada is Red Dead Redemption 2, and the EU is EA Sports FC 26. Then we've also got some PSVR 2 games, and Alien Rogue Incursion VR and Creed Rise to Glory Championship Edition, are the top 2 in both US, Canada, and EU. So they are absolutely dominating. Has anyone watching this or listening to this got a PSVR 2? Let me know. I have never picked one up. I've still not played PSVR 2. I played PSVR 1, and whoa, it gave me big time motion sickness. I would like to try it though with Gran Turismo 7, and I'd also like to try it with the new flight simulator, which is coming out. I think that would be awesome. Things like that where you can just sit down and it makes sense. Like you're in a vehicle, you're driving about, just the same way you'd sit in a car or in a plane, they work to me when it's games where you actually need to physically walk and run. I don't know, it just breaks the immersion for me. But let me know if any of you are big PSVR 2 fans. And then free to play, we have got Dragon Ball Genshin Squadra, top US and Canada. No idea what that is. And then Delta Force is top in the EU. So Delta Force is doing well. That's cool to see. I'd love to see Fortnite and Call of Duty Warzone just be knocked right off their perch for a while. In particular, Fortnite. It's just draining the life out of the gaming industry, in my opinion. And now for our post of the week. It's usually going to be a poll of the week. I'm going to every week do a gaming coffee club post or poll, and I'll say that in it. This is the gaming coffee club post or poll. So make sure you all get commenting on that and voting in it, because it will be featured in the video and will feature some of your comments also. But I asked you, what is your game of the year 2025? And I just put up an image with loads of games on it. Expedition 33, Split Fiction, Hades 2, Mario Kart World, Metal Gear Solid Delta, Doom the Dark Ages, you name it. I put them all up there just to see what you thought, and we got some good comments. I'm going to pick 2 as my 2 comments of the week, and you can all let me know what you think down below in the comments. So we've got Christopher here, who has said personal favourites are Expedition 33 and Hell Is Us. 2 very good picks there. And then we've got Arrow coming in with an absolute monster here, which just dropped last week, I think it was, Ghost of Yotai. For me, my game of the year so far, I honestly cannot pick. I really don't know. Very, very difficult. I'm going to hold off till we get to the very end of the year, but I want to know what you think. And if you're not sure about what to play for the next week, because there is that many games right now, make sure you check out the video on screen now, how to play Black Ops 6 for free this week, because when we do next week's Gaming Coffee Club, it will probably be gone or done. You can only play this for 1 week, so get involved right now, get some trophies, play a campaign, zombies, multiplayer, whatever, for free. Thank you all for hanging out with me. Hope you enjoyed your coffee, your beverage, whatever, and you enjoyed the chat about PlayStation. If you did, leave the video a like and a hype. That's a new thing. Hype it. It really helps out. Thank you very much. Cheers.